We had a screw loose, but not anymore.
For the last 3 days, little Ollie has had a tummy ache.
Ollie just now discovered the horses. Right. I think we better go. Redneck Rockstar. Oh my goodness. I could say, hey, it's gorgeous, but really that would be an insult because it's amazing. We got about 50 miles outside of the hill country and it started to get more desert looking, and then all of a sudden you start seeing mountains, and then by the time we got out towards Fort Stockton and started heading south, it turned into what we're in now, and it is absolutely beautiful out here.
So we're just kind of taking a drive today to take it all in.
We're scouting.
Figure out what all we're going to do while we're here, and enjoying a Sunday drive, which you don't know that this is Sunday.
Hey, it's Sunday.
Because you'll see this many Sundays from now. So how about we show you what all we're taking in?
Roll that beautiful Big Ben footage. It's hard to believe it's already been 3 years since we've been here. This is Elena Canyon, so we're right on the border between Texas and Mexico, and it's just, the drive down here is so good. I think the speed limit is supposed to be 45, and I caught myself doing like 30 and 35 just because you're so caught up in how gorgeous it is down here, and get it, gorgeous, because yeah, but it's so beautiful down here. Come on, let's go down there. Let's go down there. So here we are at the Rio Grande. Not very grand, just kind of trickle. But you got all that back behind it. There's goats over there. It's like Texas wilderness, if you will. And it's absolutely beautiful. It's so huge out here. We've driven for a couple hours just driving through the park. And every time you turn your head, it's a completely different view. And the boys are absolutely loving it. Mom and Dad are enjoying it too, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. Getting some pretty pictures. Beautiful sky. Beautiful ladies. One good looking dude. But I think we're going to go back towards camp now and probably get some dinner from somewhere. We've got some recommendations from people where to go, and so I think we're going to eat out tonight and then start cooking tomorrow. What do you think?
Sounds good.
She's too busy taking pictures.
Taking.
Cris decided that we should go the long way back.
No, the short way.
Oh, I'm sorry, the short, unpaved way back then.
Woo. And Addie, what do you say about the road?
Road don't work ahead.
Road don't work ahead.
We went from nice paved road to bumpy as all get out. 4-wheel drive is mandatory on this road, and I can see why.
Because you're an old Maverick. We're on the old Maverick road.
And it's bumpy. Can you hear the bumps?
Hey, life is an adventure, right?
Well, in the words of Cris the Dude, life is a highway.
Okay.
Evidently an unpaved one.
If this is just the unpaved road, I really wonder what the primitive road is like.
I don't know, but I'm glad we left the milk at home. We'd have nothing but a milkshake when we got back. And I don't want no boys in my yard.
Hey guys. We are headed to Big Bend Ranch State Park, I believe is the name of it. It's a state park that's near the national park. Now, near is a interesting word out here. Hey, hush. We're waiting. Okay. Okay. We are waiting outside of a barbecue place. Mikey is going to get us takeout from, I believe it is the Rustic Iron Barbecue. Everyone says it's quite yummy, so we're going to get takeout because we know that there's this really cool picnic area in the state park. It's called the teepees, and they're giant teepees with picnic tables underneath them, so it's kind of a really cool place. So we're going to get takeout. We're going to go to the teepees, and then we were going to go on a hike today, but my back is acting up a little bit, so we are going to try to attempt to drive a large portion of the state park. One of the big things about the state park is it is gigantic, and when you program it into Google Maps, it gives you this like very interesting result of telling you that the national park is 2.5 hours away from, I think 2.5 away from the state park. Well, that's because Google is doing ranger station to ranger station. But if you go from Terlingua, hey guys. However, if you go from Terlingua, which is where we're staying, which is right outside the national park, one of the entrances of the national park, and you go through Lajitas, I believe is how it's said. That's another town. It's just, I don't know the exact mileage, but it's close by, within a half an hour. Sorry for anybody who really knows the area. I'm still getting my bearings. Anyhow, if you go to that little town, there is a ranger station there. And technically, if you keep driving out the highway, you are in the state park. And so if you stop at that ranger station and get yourself a map, it will show you the most beautiful stretch of highway that you can go down. Now, there are county roads that then attach over to state park roads, which only require 2-wheel drive. But the majority of the park, it appears, aside from those main roads, are all 4-wheel drive. That's not what we're attempting to do today. We are just attempting to do the main road. Last time when we kind of went and checked out what the area was and what we might want to do from hiking standpoint and all that kind of thing, we didn't even get halfway through the highway that then goes to the county road that then goes to the main park road. So we barely scratched the surface. So we're really excited because the views are absolutely breathtaking. It is less busy than the national park, especially we're here around spring break time. There's hardly anyone out there. It is gorgeous, and so we're looking forward to it. And another one of the really cool things about most state parks is that they let you bring the dogs. Now, not all the trails in Big Bend Ranch State Park allow you to bring the puppers. So you need to check with the ranger station. But I think it's the Warnock station. They gave us a nice little map. They told us where the dogs were allowed. They told us highlight spots to go to. So we're just going to kind of drive today and take you along. Speaking of the puppers, there's Obi. He's already eaten his treat. And if you hear some munching, that's Ollie. He's in my lap. So we're going to just take you along, show you some of the beautiful sights, and go on this big, grand adventure. I definitely think, or I know that the last time we were here, we did not even venture over to the state park because we Google mapped it and we're like, whoa, that's way too far. Google is a little deceptive. You can still see some pretty crazy, amazing things. Again, with a lot less people, if you just kind of ask around and venture out. And pro tip for anybody looking for Wi-Fi, and I hope I'm saying it right, in Lajitas, the town, there's a general store that has the most incredible Wi-Fi, and the people there are amazing. So if you need to upload something, or if you need to check your email because you're having problems, go there. Buy a flat of water, you're gonna need it. Buy some lunch, you're gonna need it. And use some incredible Wi-Fi.
city. She had long blonde hair and great big twitty posters hanging up on the wall, so I thought she was cool. But it wasn't too long before things started to change. She said, take me to the mall instead of the range. And I said, honey, please don't mistake me for no fool. And that's when I took that city girl to redneck school. 'Cause I was born in the bed of a 74 Hill Camino 4x4 on the side of a Texas red dirt road on Travis Tritt's birthday. I shot my first buck before I was 10. I can catch a catfish with my bare hands. I can drink beer all night and work all day. So darling, don't you think you're ever gonna change my redneck ways? Well, I went ahead. That's a cattle guard on the road, right?
Don't go that way.
How dumb are their cows?
You're just being bullheaded.
Lady, I'm not in the mood for your humor.
We are camped right next to where Mikey has a show tonight, and he's been doing sound check, and I've been listening to him. You can hear him all the way over here. When he starts playing, I might let you guys listen in a little bit. Good morning. We are right outside of Big Bend. We are getting ready to go. First, we're going to go track down some Wi-Fi to upload the last vlog that you saw. I'm not sure where we are in time and space. If you couldn't tell from that last vlog, I was very confused the whole time. But then after that, we are going to go on an adventure in the national park. We're going to go see the rest of it that we haven't showed you yet. I'm not sure where we are in all of this. I'm sorry. Everything is kind of confusing. We did figure out how to get our phones to where they have 3G. So we are having a little bit of service where we were having nothing. But I still think that means that the week before you see this, we've probably had no uploads because we couldn't.
There ain't no service down here.
But we figured it out so that you didn't have to go 2 weeks. So that's what we're doing, and here we go.
Don't show them my password.
Colby, are you helping? Are you helping?
Sometimes, whenever you're in a very remote location and you still want to give content to all your people, you have to drive for miles and miles and miles and find some place that might have good enough Wi-Fi in order to upload said videos.
Can't believe it, he found lemons. He found lemons.
When life gives you lemons.
Oh, he found lemons. Can you believe it?
Daddy liked blue ribbon, that wasn't hard to see. And every time I'd visit him, he'd offer one to me.
So me and Miss Ad have come back here to the Boneyard here in Big Bend, which is their dinosaur exhibit, because this used to be a great big ocean millions and millions of years ago, and over time there have been many species of dinosaur that live down here, like for instance the giant crocodile. That's just a metal cutout, that's not really him. They found bones, they found teeth. There's exhibits right here of different bones that they found here in the park. And it's weird thinking about how dry this place is, how arid it is. And once this used to be, well, I'd have to have a snorkel on to talk to you because it was a giant ocean. Mom's just over there hanging out with the boys while my Addie and I check the place out.
Salt and pour it on the rim. It didn't make that beer taste good, but it tasted good with him. Too many times I took for granted any time that we had, and what I wouldn't give to have one more beer with Dad. Now I'm sitting here all alone, a cold ribbon in my hand, thinking about the good times I had with my old man. And with every sip that I choke down, oh, I get a little more sad, 'cause I'll never have another beer with Dad. If you still got your
Wild horses just walking up the road. Here's another one. Hi, baby. So pretty.
Ollie,
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Ollie
Ollie just now discovered the horses. I think we better go.
Good morning. We are still in Terlingua, and that poses a little bit of a problem because for the last 3 days, little Ollie has had a tummy ache. We were pretty sure it's because Ollie has this really bad habit of wanting to eat objects, not food. And that's the only thing we can think is he's eaten something that's making him sick. And given how hot it is in this weather, we're afraid he might get dehydrated. So I called a vet 80 miles from here to ask her what she thought with the situation, given his history, and also, you know, the whole story. She said better safe than sorry, and she'd like to see him. So we're gonna trek up to Alpine. It's a beautiful drive, and hopefully it'll give us some peace of mind for Ollie. This isn't necessarily an unusual thing with him. We've had a couple scary moments like this before. As our vet back home says, once a rock eater, always a rock eater. There's just something that drives him to want to eat things that aren't supposed to be eaten. And this isn't chewing stuff up. Like, this isn't like a puppy chews things up or that. This is about consuming it. It's a much different thing. So anyhow, we're gonna make that unfun trip, but we're gonna try and see if there's things to see around, and cross our fingers and hope that the vet can help us or reassure us that he's going to be fine. He just needs a few more days. So that's what we're going to do. Better safe than sorry. Oh, today was supposed to be Fix-It Day, which means, because again, we're in Terlingua, so not all the businesses are open all the time, and our outdoor step is missing a bolt, and we need a bolt. Well, hardware store is open on Tuesdays, and today is a Tuesday. But I think since we're going to Alpine, we'll probably go and find a hardware store up there, since we're not going to be here for the hours that the hardware store in Terlingua is open. It's always something. But anyhow, we were going to fix that, and then we're going to fix this. I don't know if you can see that this is pulling away. So that should be a pretty easy fix. But today was going to be just fix things because it's extremely hot today. That's another reason why I want to take Ollie in, because I don't want him not feeling well in this weather. And if things turn bad fast, I can't get somewhere fast. So better safe than sorry. So we're going to take him. We're going to probably hit up a hardware store fix all the things, and then we're gonna come back here. And this week we have the week that you'll see this vlog. We're going to do, I believe, air fryer French toast. We are so excited about that recipe. We've been eating it for weeks because we just love the taste and love how much of a different texture it gives it. And so we're gonna do that, and then Aunt Lou will have your Wednesday recipe, which will be cheesy lasagna. And then we should be back on a regular schedule. So, all right, here we go.
Nobody loves me like my dog. In his eyes I can do no wrong. Makes me feel like I belong. Love him so much I wrote him his own song. Nobody loves me. Nobody loves me. Nobody loves me like my dog.
Well, the good news is the vet thinks Ollie's gonna be okay, and it isn't as serious as what we worried it might be. Told us what to watch out for, gave him some medicine to hopefully help him a little bit, and we got a little bit of grocery shopping done. We got some hardware store shopping done.
Let's back up here. Let's talk more about Ollie. And even more so about the relationship between Ollie and Obi.
So Addie had an online class, and between here and camp, or between where we had to take Ollie to the vet and camp, there was no service. So we decided to grab some lunch/dinner and go to a park so Addie could do her class. We could let the puppies run around, and we could have some food. Well, the problem is that the park was full of pine cones. And part of the reason that Ollie is sick right now is Ollie likes to eat things he's not supposed to. And one of Ollie's very, very favorite things in the whole wide world is pine cones. And so Ollie was very upset that he couldn't have the pine cones while we were having lunch. So he was making a fuss, and pretty soon I looked down and somehow he's gotten one, even though
we completely cleaned the area.
Yeah. And so we had to take it away from him. It was a whole ordeal. He was very upset. You know, so anyhow. And so I was feeding him, trying to distract him, and then that started to upset Obi a little bit because he wasn't getting all the attention. So before long, I look down and I see Obi going and getting pine cones and bringing them over to Ollie.
You tell me dogs aren't smart.
So I'm not sure if he was trying to be kind or if he was trying to distract Ollie so that he could have the food. Always an adventure. Always an adventure. So now we're headed back to camp so Mike can fix our step and fix our door frame. And I think we're just gonna hang it up for the day because this has been a whole ordeal. And hopefully Ollie will be better, but we do feel better about the fact that we had a vet look him over and give us some very specific advice, and not in how to keep him from, what did he call it? Dietary indiscretions. That doesn't describe it. So anyhow, he didn't give us advice on that. No vet's ever been able to give us advice on that. But he did tell us what to look for so that we can keep a close eye on him. And we're also making sure that he doesn't get sicker. So that's what's going on. And obviously keeping him away from the pine cones. And his little brother. So we're going to head back, but not a bad view.
Sometimes it is the little brothers that are the bad influence.
So not a too bad of a view for a long drive to the vet unexpectedly.
Oh my gosh, no, the drive, I mean, it's what, 78 miles from our camp to the nearest town that would have like veterinarians and grocery stores, and
Now there's little places and little things to kind of tide you over, but like full-fledged, like
here's the thing about whenever you're, let's say that you're at a destination that is far, far, far away from most everything else. The little amenities, like, I don't know, toilet paper, paper towels, anything like that, lemons, are going to be super expensive because they don't think that you're going to drive an hour and a half north and get the cheaper lemons. Well, let me tell you something. Did you get lemons today?
Yes, I did.
We got lemons today.
For like literally, what, a fifth of the cost. I was recipe testing and I needed some lemons, and we paid a pretty penny for some lemons, but I got more lemons.
A lemon.
But I got, and they were $3 for $1 at the grocery store in the larger town. So it's fine. I was just grateful that they had lemons, to be frank, because then I could still do my recipe testing. It's all right.
But the drive, like I was saying, going back and forth from Alpine to Terlingua, it's not like you're going, oh man, I've got to drive an hour. It's going to be so boring. It's like driving anywhere else out here in West Texas. The view constantly changes. They name all their mountains out here and put signs up so that you know what mountain it is that you're looking at. And it's just absolutely beautiful.
There are portions
drive
of
by
this
mountains
drive.
back home.
Yeah, there are portions of this drive that very much feel like you're in the state or national park. So while it was
like that's Elephant Mountain.
Yep, right over there. So while it wasn't an unexpected diversion today, we still got some sightseeing in, and we are feeling way better after, like I said, having somebody check him out to make sure that he's going to be okay. But now it is back to Harvey, and Harvey's going to have a checkup of his own, apparently.
Not the same one that the dog had.
No.
I ain't going up the back pipe. I'm just going to go, let's see, what am I doing today? I'm going to fix that step.
Yep.
Take the temporary measure out, put in the new bolt, work on the bedroom door so that it shuts proper.
Yeah.
And
work on the door frame of the exterior door.
Yes, the door frame of the exterior door, and then.
Because that's the thing, you know, we've been out in Harvey since January, and every time, I heard somebody describe it once, that every time you move, it's like your house going through an earthquake.
Yeah.
And so
I think it was Laloho that said that, and then they actually put a GoPro inside their trailer as they were moving, and it would look terrifying. So we just get to see the aftermath of it, and it looks like about a 7.0 earthquake.
Yeah. So little things are gonna give and all that kind of stuff. So we just got to stay on top of it. But how about we check out some of the view before this battery dies?
'Cause when I told you my daddy died, you stood right there by my side, and you gave me a shoulder to cry on. And that's something I can't repay, but I'll do my best every damn day to always be someone you can rely on.
What are you doing?
Fixing your trailer. The steps, we were stepping down on it, and like it gave away, so it's like, uh-oh, something broke. And the back hinges are riveted in versus bolted in. There's rivets. Rivet. And this rivet over here sheared off. Don't know what happened to it, but I took just a pin and fixed it so we could get to a hardware store that was open. And now I'm gonna see if I didn't get the right size bolt. Oh no, it'll work. Cool. That's right, because I always do it right.
That's a good thing, since your wife said, hey, why don't you bring the old bolt? And you said, I don't need that.
I don't need no stinking bolt. See that how this goes in there.
Obie's trying to help. Push, Obie, push it down.
Well,
Is the bolt the right size, dear? Size?
There's your problem right there.
What's that?
it fits here.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't fit on the inside. So, I get a drill and drill that out.
Obi, what are you doing? Hi, buddy. Are you helping?
There you go. Just ran a new bolt through there. I had to make the hole bigger on the other side, and then put a stop nut on the back side so that it doesn't unscrew.
Yeah.
Washers on either side. And now?
So, probably what we need to do is count how many machine screws there are left and get that many bolts and keep them in the tool bag.
Probably should have thought of that before we went all the way up to Alpine and got one bolt.
Well, we were worried about Ollie.
Well, yeah.
So, alright, on to the next thing.
Okay. I'll put my tools up like a good little soldier.
Okay.
Okay, so this door, anytime you would shut it, it would immediately come back open because the latch wouldn't catch. And it was like a millimeter off from catching.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just telling you right now,
Uh-huh.
this is a $10,000 fix.
Oh.
That's 20 for a good hammer,
Uh-huh.
30 for a good breakover bar that I used as a chisel,
Uh-huh.
and $9,950 to know where to tap without breaking anything else.
Uh-huh.
And we have a fixed door.
Until the next time.
Until the next time, I might need a bigger hammer. What's next?
This.
Oh, that's gonna take
Something.
and I'm something. So here we go.
What'd you do, Mr. Fix-It?
Well, these
Uh-huh.
come off. They're like little buttons,
Uh-huh.
and on the other side of the button is a screw.
Yes.
And the thing is when they screwed this into there, they barely screwed it in whatsoever. So all over time, it just kind of popped out. And so went into Chris's jar of things, as she calls it, and got one of those like for drywall, you know, and popped it in the hole, screwed it in, and now it's tight.
Yeah.
So what's next?
That's it.
Yay! I'm gonna take a break then.
This is my jar of anytime we have a project, I toss the extra pieces in here, or anytime something,
Because anytime you have a project, you're not supposed to have extra pieces, but we do.
but also anytime I'm walking through the trailer and I find a screw or something, or a nut or a button cover, and I can't find where it goes, I put it in here until I find the missing place. And I've been doing this since we had the Vibe, and it comes in so handy because you'll be walking outside and you'll go, hey, there's a screw missing off of such and such. And then I'll go, let me go check the jar to see if the matching screw is in the jar. And as long as every time you see a screw loose, you put it in here, or extra like the drywall stuff, you see those, put those there, then you have them, especially when you're in places without hardware stores. Reminded him of where there was a screw missing. Another thing fixed.
We had a screw loose, but not anymore.
Good morning. For those wondering, I am still absolutely loving my washer and dryer. It has been such a game changer. I am so glad that we have it. I honestly, it makes so much more time in the schedule because we don't have to hunt down a laundromat and all that kind of stuff. But anyhow, so if you were wondering, do I still love it? I still love it. So today we are at camp. It's a very hot week. So we are going to be at camp most of this week. We've got most of our sightseeing in and all that kind of stuff, and we'll be leaving at the end of this week. We still have to tape our air fryer French toast. We're also going to tape a little kind of travel advice for the desert for the next week. instead of the vlog. So we're gonna do that. So those two things are gonna happen tomorrow. Today, Mikey's working on packing up the shirts for his music supporters that have been supporting him through his online shows and those kinds of things. And so I am working on making an extra little surprise, which is a little sticker that's going to go with the people that he's sending those t-shirts and CDs to. So that's what's going on. And he's packing the shirts outside. And we're all just trying to stay cool. Ollie's doing a little bit better. We're hoping he keeps on that same track. So
Yeah, you're my brother. Yeah, you're my brother. If you want to see the latest, click on the left right here. If you feel like subscribing, click on the right, my dear. And if you think we're funny enough to send us money, click the